Hi, this is Will Harrington, owner and creative director of Photohouse Films. Welcome to our new series, The Wedding Ways. Join us as we take a deep dive into the wedding community and all it has to offer. Along the way, we'll share tips and insights from some of the top wedding professionals, sharing their unique and creative take on this ever-changing industry. So sit back, relax, and let us be your guide on this exciting journey to discovering your perfect wedding day experience.
Hey everybody, this is Will Harrington with Photohouse Films. Today we are touring one of the most coveted, luxurious wedding venues in the Texas Hill Country, known for its absolute refined detail in every single place you can imagine, looking at some of the best bridal and groom suites we've ever seen. This property has a mile long trying to get in. This is the Arlo. One of the things that I always look for the first time that I visit a wedding venue is what is the story that's going to be told by this venue. And as I look at the Arlo, the first thing that I understand is that the simplified yet sophisticated look, the regal look of this venue is just unbelievable. The corners, the lines, the intention at which everything is laid out on this venue is going to blow you away. Where I'm standing right now is what I would call the courtyard of the Arlo. I love this location for photographs. Not only does it have a beautiful center frame, think Wes Anderson if you've watched any of his movies, but with all the additional tree lines, you've got amazing foreground opportunities for your photographer and your videographer. So yes, wherever I'm standing, you've got great pictures just straight on, but make sure when you're talking to them about their day, they're taking advantage of all the things in this area that are here for you. This location, absolutely perfect for bridal pictures. If you'd like, it's a good offshoot for the family pictures, though I'm going to show you another area that is going to blow your mind. But this is where I would call a safe, comfortable, fantastic look on any corner to get some really great shots. Not only is this space great for taking photographs, but I love this area for cocktail hour. It allows in and out of the area if you need to. It allows for all of your guests to be in a really cool area to hang out. And once you're ready to come into the reception, the doors are right there. The courtyard here at the Arlo, fantastic space to use throughout the day. Next, we're going to take you into the cottage. Get ready to have your mind blown. It's its own separate house right off of the main building of the Arlo. Let's go take a look inside and be ready to be amazed. This suite is so amazing and I can't wait to show you all the incredible areas. I do want to talk just a little bit about planning and I want to talk about wedding party. What's interesting about the Arlo is when you pull up, you can't really tell the size of it until you make your way through the entire property. It's a little bit unassuming, and I love that. This suite is actually off of the main part of the Arlo. It's actually its own house. So when we're speaking specifically about the wedding party, and you're talking about groups of 8, 10, 12, and 14 on each side, which we've done, this is the perfect venue for that. There are multiple rooms to spread out in here. There are separate changing areas. There are 2 full bathrooms with showers in this room alone. It's absolutely incredible. Let's take a deeper look. In the main area of the suite, I'm overwhelmed with the size for your wedding party to hang out. You literally have 2 huge couches, chairs on each side, a bench. You have a TV for watching whatever game or football or any show that you want to watch. And yet there's so much room, it does not feel crowded at all. And this is important on your wedding day because if you're coming in with that larger wedding party, or if not, let's say it's family and relatives want to come over and visit in this room, you're not feeling confined, you're not feeling like you're intruding on something that's happening. It allows you to really spread out, enjoy your time with family and friends. It's laid out absolutely perfect. From a photographer, videographer perspective, what this allows us to do with all these amazing windows all the white ceilings and natural light coming in, it allows, from a photography, videography standpoint, to capture all these moments. Because remember, even though we're touring these venues, what we're really trying to tell you is what is the story behind this venue. This is going to allow us to take pictures of all of these different relationships happening without having to stand over that individual. Tons of room to walk around, be very unobtrusive, get everything that we need to, and tell a complete story of what happens in this suite on a wedding day. I love that the Arlo added an entire dining room table. When I'm talking to my clients all the times, one of the things I tell them is to slow down and take in the entire day. Tell people all the time, when you have a setting like this with so much room, get here as early as you can. Play some poker, play some cards, really take in the whole day with your best friends. It's also, of course, another great area to set up your buffet. If you decide you're gonna have it catered down here, it doesn't intrude in any of the other areas, but let me show you 2 more areas to take care of all of your catering needs as well. Not only does this suite have enough room to accommodate, I'm guessing 20 to 25 people, maybe more. Now you have full kitchen, full refrigerator, and an area if you decide to store all of your food. What I love about this pocket area is it's recessed from the rest of the suite. This way you can still have food, drinks, kind of what I'll call the messy area, but still allowing for great photographs and film in the other side. Fantastic idea, Arlo, for loading in a full kitchen. And right off the kitchen, we have another set of 4 seats. The main reason I want to bring this up is because, again, if we're talking about that larger wedding party, I would say this suite is going to accommodate 20 to 25 people very, very comfortably without even stepping on each other. So again, the suite is unassuming. You walk in and you're completely blown away. So make sure you use the whole suite. You're going to love it. We've talked a lot about the size of this suite. Now I want to talk a little bit more about photography and videography and the mindset of when you're getting ready for the wedding. I love that in this suite there is a private room for getting dressed. So let's say that you've been hanging out with your wedding party all day, it's getting close to ceremony, and you just want that few minutes with maybe a sibling or maybe your favorite friend or a parent, and you just want that downtime, right? This room is actually off of the main area with a door that you can close, so you can get some real privacy for your final touches. Having this huge mirror in here and all this natural light is going to present some really compelling images for your story on your wedding day. The other thing besides the mirror itself, the centering of the room with the 2 tables, the chairs are great. Putting on your shoes, getting shots with maybe a best friend or a sibling within this room. The artwork in here is fantastic. The white walls are going to photograph so well. And then if you want, you can even shoot some of those photographs from outside the door, kind of giving you that fly on the wall shot as you're doing your final preps. I love this room. It's a great final prep room. You're going to love everything about it. With more room than you can imagine, here we are in one of the wedding suites at the Arlo. Let's take a look. With a full kitchen, enough seating for 25 people, a balcony in the back to hang out as well, and its own private dressing room with 2 baths. You're going to love everything about this place. Usually I like to take you through the wedding experience of a venue from start to finish, starting with the dressing rooms. But today at the Arlo, I'm saving the best for last. The lounge at the Arlo is like nothing I've ever seen. There are so many firsts for me, and I'd love to share them with you. Let's take a quick look. The first thing is the beauty bar, a massive granite table, 8 stations for doing hair and makeup, hanging out with your best friends on the day of your wedding. And when you're done with hair and makeup, you can remove them, open it up for food or more conversation. I love that these aren't secured and they can be moved at any time. Moving us then into this beautiful furniture, oversized almost to cuddle in, like when you're in your robes and it's the beginning of the day, sitting around, talking about one of the best days of your entire life with your best friends, all with a beautiful burning fire, accompanied by 2-story ceilings throughout, which really opens this place up. It's amazing. After this area, another first for me, I don't even know how large this mirror is, but it's absolutely gigantic, and I've never seen it in a lounge suite type situation. Again, allowing for so many different perspectives. It absolutely blows my mind at everything that is in this lounge, this incredible suite at the Arlo. In the photography, videography world, there's a term that I use all the time with our teammates, which is shoot with intention. The same goes for a wedding venue, which means design with intention. I am floored about the area that I'm showing you right now. It is so unique. I've never seen this before in another wedding venue, where actual individual mirrors are placed on a giant marble table. There's enough for 8 seating. So while you're doing hair and makeup, you can enjoy the company of looking across from one of your friends, right? And then once hair and makeup is done, or if you decide maybe there's only 3 or 4 girls that still need it done, you can remove the mirrors and open this up for a huge area for serving, family, friends, hanging out. It's brilliant, and I've never seen it anywhere else. Fantastic job, Arlo. To really get a sense of the size of the lounge, I want to make sure that we're covering every area. There is so much room and space in here for you to relax with family, friends, and your wedding party. One of the things I want to talk to you about is that attention to detail again with the Arlo. So even though right now it's early September, it's still going to be 90 degrees outside, you see that we have the fire running behind us. Fire brings in another complete element of comfort, or cuddling up by the fire, right? We always talk about this as a fall opportunity. I would 100% always have this fire on, especially when you decide to do pictures in your dress, when you're getting those dress moments, having those storylines. Turn it on, it's here for you, and you should absolutely be using it. Again, the size of the furniture, the oversized chairs, the oversized couches, allow that space to really relax. So when you're here at the Arlo again, what is the story that you want to tell throughout your day? Don't just come in, hair, makeup, dress on, and get married. These amenities are here for you to use and to enjoy. So make sure in your timeline that you actually have time to come and sit in a chair with a fire going, with your siblings, family members, wedding party, talk about old times, really take those moments in. The next thing I'm going to show you is another first for me at a wedding venue, and I'm really excited to show it. Then we'll dive into some photo and videography tips that I would definitely use in this room. When you talk about the attention detail at the Arlo, the other thing that I really notice is the ceiling heights. This absolutely matters when telling a story and opening up a space to let it breathe and let you feel more comfortable. What I'm standing behind, again, is a first for me at least, is having a mirror this size in the lounge area where you're getting dressed. The photography and videography that can be created in this area is really going to be second to none. Not only that, to have that opportunity to really see yourself in that full dress, right? To see you in all the wedding party designs together is just something that you don't really get an opportunity to do very often. Make sure again that we're using all the areas in this suite. We're still in the lounge, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Wedding party, tuck away your gear, put it here, your bags, all your knickknacks, so that the room can continue to breathe. We don't have stuff piled in corners. Just another very subtle but intentional design to allow your wedding day to go effortlessly. With seating capacity for 250 people, the Arlo's reception hall is truly a blank canvas for anything that you want to create. I love that when you're centered here, you have options of looking out to one of the ceremony sites, to the courtyard pavilion area, and to the grand staircase. It really allows you to take in the view by putting the reception hall in the center of the entire venue. All the walls are completely white. It allows you to really set and design this room any way you'd like to. The ballroom at the Arlo is literally a blank canvas for creating anything you want. Taking a look at this viewpoint, the opposite side of where we just shot, This is what I mean by an open canvas. Look at this beautiful, clean white wall. This could be where your band sets up, your DJ sets up. It could make for huge floral arrangements, your wedding party table. It really makes everything in the center room just pop. So don't forget to take advantage of this. Every small space in this area lends itself for full design. And I love this because it really does make your wedding day uniquely yours by not forcing you to choose on a decision that you don't want to use. We've talked a lot about intentional design. Here is Story Hall, located directly off of the reception hall. It is a multifunctional room, but it's definitely used for ceremony. I've seen it used for tons of things. You can have your catering in here if you'd like to keep it off, but set up as a ceremony room with these massive windows. Again, to me, 3-story high ceilings. It is one of the most beautiful entrances to a ceremony that you can create. From a photography and videography standpoint, having the width, the white walls, the natural light, this is just a home run for filming and photographing ceremonies in this location. Not only that, if you are deciding to get married out on the lawn, which we'll talk about here shortly, you always have your rain plan and weather plan built in right here. And if Story Hall wasn't enough, this is the alcove, another additional room off of the ballroom. I want to explain this a little bit better. The ballroom is sitting in the middle of the whole property. Off of these 2 rooms on each side is Story Hall and now the alcove. Sitting behind me is the lawn where a ton of weddings, the ceremonies actually occur if you're not using Story Hall. This is a fantastic room during the day, again, for holdover, for being able to stay in here right before the ceremony starts. It's a great place for pictures as well. In one of our weddings here, this was actually turned into a speakeasy for the reception, which I thought was a brilliant idea. Really moody area to come in and hang out. You want to take a break from the reception hall. In a major event that I was in while this was going on, it was kind of the same thing. It was a candy-filled seating room, kind of a go find your path to find this room. And I would totally use it in that way. Make it to where when people find it, they're actually blown away by what they find in this room. The alcove right here is another beautiful room to use in your wedding planning at the Arlo. Conversely, remember when we talk about a wedding venue to use all the different areas. So of course, most people, 99%, are gonna face the fireplace. It's a beautiful location. It's really something you're gonna have to consider. But if you want something a little different, the veranda area behind you, where you come up from the side, has these beautiful oak trees coming over the top and gives a very different look to your wedding ceremony. So when you're planning these things out, you're talking to your photographer, videographer, your planner, right? Make sure that you take into account all the different ideas that you're thinking about. Give this one, we actually have this coming up in a wedding very soon where they're gonna be shooting in this location, they're flipping it. Remember, we talk a lot about where the sun is as well, and having the sun behind you can actually pay great dividends depending on the day. So remember, check out the veranda while you're here at the Arlo. You may just decide to have your wedding ceremony right here. Another great attention to detail are the walkways all over the property. They're all with intention. This beautiful walkway we're on now can lead guests from the parking lot directly to the ceremony location, but it also can lead guests and wedding party into what I'm going to show you is without a doubt one of the most iconic photographed and filmed areas of the Arlo, which is the grand staircase directly off the terrace. Let's go take a look. Every wedding venue has its must-go-to areas to photograph and film. And to me, the grand staircase is absolutely it at the Arlo. It reminds me of this regal, Great Gatsby feel, something from the past, but something very, very modern. And depending on the time of the day, whether it's full sunlight or as sunset's coming in, With all of the extras that's been added in around it, you can get incredible scenery, from moving shots of holding hands, to twirling on the steps, to shooting from the side coming down. Couple portrait wise, this is my #1 spot to go to. I love seeing this location, and you're gonna love everything produced in this area. As professional photographers and videographers, they should absolutely be trained in drone. Another great shot on this master staircase is the impeccable drone shot here at the Arlo. Remember, when we talk about our locations, make sure you use all of the venue. I say this over and over again. And what time of day really does matter. So we're on the back side of the grand staircase. It's a beautiful area of oak trees, but when the sun is going down and we move into sunset hour, this area really becomes alive. So during the day when it's full sun, it looks really nice, but nothing compared to what it's gonna look like this evening. So when you're talking to your photographer, videographer, make sure they show you areas that they've shot before in all the different locations, so you can really get a good sense of where you want your couple portraits to be shot. We highly recommend this area on your wedding day. We spent a lot of time taking you through the venue, talking about perception and really just showing off the venue itself. But now I want to go through my top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations for actually taking photographs. So to me, this is a must-have. Whether whoever's in this room, whether you're doing tuxedo, whether you're doing full dress, the natural light being presented from this window for both photo and video, and by the way, both sides can be used, you absolutely want to take advantage of this. And you can also have the photographer do the mirror in the mirror shot. And as I back up, you can be holding flowers, you can be having a veil put on by a sibling, a parent. Make sure you take advantage of this opportunity. With multiple locations for your ceremony, the lawn here at the Arlo is probably our favorite location. They've done a great job. I actually love the artificial grass. It makes it so nice. You don't have to worry about mud. It's always clean and it's always green. Having the fireplace built in, I love the center framing again, allowing for large wedding parties if needed. The walk-in from the veranda and the glass is so picturesque for you and your bridal party. Love everything about this location. From a photography, videography standpoint, because we have so much width, it allows us once again to shoot not only down the main aisle, but focus on the outsides, getting those parent shots, getting those friend shots as well. You're gonna love the setup for this ceremony location right here at the lawn at the Arlo. Location number 2 is obviously the fireplace. Summer, winter, spring, fall. Make sure you get some photographs here. Make sure you talk to your photographer or videographer about this specific location. Using the chairs all throughout, using a little bit of foreground to create some really beautiful, elegant shots. Plus, you have 2-story ceilings in this area. You can have your photographer all the way back at the door if you want, getting the whole grand scope, clear the whole room out, do center frame shooting. Again, you can pull the dress out, or you can really make this a warm, loving shot. This can be contemplation. This can be with someone in your wedding party, a parent. Definitely make sure you get some shots here and play with it, have fun with it. You can do staged and serious shots where you're actually looking into the camera as well. Don't make it just one thing or another. Make sure that you've talked to your photographer about all the combinations that'll work well here. Location 3 just brings me back to simplicity. A great photographer and videographer can take a nothing space and turning into something quite incredible. With these large windows and all this beautiful light coming in, don't forget to use your side exteriors. These can be 85mm, very close-up shots. You can introduce flowers. They can be very defining, kind of looking through the eyes of the subject shots. Definitely make sure you're getting a few of these in the mix as well. The center shot, the Wes Anderson shot. This is my number 4 location. Using these mirrors as leading lines, it's gonna be an incredible shot, black and white to be exact, but it'll still work for video as well. Having this beautiful backsplash, using this area to tell a small but very complete story with a parent, best friend, sibling, Make sure you shoot in this area. Not a lot of people, a very quiet, intimate moment. You're gonna be so glad you took a picture here. You're gonna hear me talk about when you're at a wedding venue, make sure to use all the areas possible. You also wanna use them throughout the day. So when you're talking to your photographer and videographer, make sure they understand where the sun is throughout your day. This sunspot right here in the middle of the reception hall with these leading lines on the ground from the sun coming in through this glass is only gonna be here a very short time. So make sure you've talked to them, plan some different types of shots throughout the day. This is a really great location just to have a little bit of fun and get some different looks.